we are. Uh-oh, we're
Hey
back.
there.
I've got to redo us here. Just a minute. Everyone stay calm. There.
There we go.
how
Hey
how are
everybody.
you,
Uh,
Scott? I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks for having me. Boy, when you said you have a little intro, that was not a little intro. That was magnificent. It
That
was
is your
great.
that is your intro. Now I worked on it this morning and
Wow.
then I uploaded it just this morning. But as I looked at it, it's a little bit off, so I'm going to have to go and tinker with it. But
Oh, I thought it
it's
was
all
great.
yours.
But wow, that
uh,
was awesome. Love the music too.
Yay! Yeah, I strummed it on my ukulele.
Did you?
Uh, well,
That's funny.
just this morning. So I've got. Wait a minute here. Craig has something to share. And thank you, Craig, for writing all in capital letters for the old lady. I appreciate it.
And
Uh,
old man.
you had to cancel our Model A car convention. 3 fires, forest fires. You're okay with it, but as far as that goes, but there are some members. But are some members okay emotionally? Thanks. I know Clara and Mom were looking forward to it. Thank you. I know that. Thanks for coming here and say that. I'm sorry you're here because of you'd rather be there. We will look into that. I have you starred so we can look into that. Whoops, I just did that. And I'm sorry about the forest fires and stuff. That's it. Just it's the way of the world for sure. But I live close to Camp Pendleton in Oceanside, California, and they light themselves on fire all the time. I'll smell
Wow.
smoke and I think, oh, they're playing their reindeer games again, but they put themselves out as well.
Wow.
And thank you everyone for being here. Let's do some shout outs. Susanna's from your in Tropical Empress from your channel. Thank you for joining us
Guys,
here, Marilla, Jackie, Jessica Lynn. Thank you for coming over. Appreciate it. If you could like and subscribe, that would be really exciting for me. Thank you so much, Viviane. Viviane's here, I think.
yes.
So, and Anna. Thank you for coming. Oh my goodness, everyone's here. The whole party, the whole gang is here. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Now we will be doing questions and answers and readings and everything. But one of the things I'd like to do, Scott, is to have you introduce who you are, how you work, and then after that, I'd like everyone to kind of think about their own psychic progression. If you're here on these kind of channels, especially with us, then you have an interest in developing your own psychic awareness. And we are here to help because everybody has a different modality, a different pathway we take to get into the room of knowing when we are moving into wanting to understand something better. And so that's what we'd like to start out with. And in the meantime, I will be checking for and starring the questions. So I'm so glad you're here, Scott. Tell us what you've been doing lately. Leave nothing out.
Thanks for having me, first of all. Yeah, just been working a lot, and my weekends are pretty much full with doing what I love, which is YouTube. So, and being with the subscribers and having crazy um, midnight marathons and
Yeah, you're
doing stuff like that. So, I had one last night from 12, and it ended at right at 3. So, it was a
AM.
3-hour AM. Yeah. AM, and then I got up this morning and did another one. I just don't have a life here, basically.
I think that's a pretty cool life, though. But because whenever are doing something, no matter what it is, that time stops. I feel you stop aging too.
Oh,
When
that
things
sounds
are
good.
so nice. So when we're able to do our own thing, we should be looking like teenagers soon.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah. How about
yeah.
that? Thank you for reminding everyone to to like and subscribe, Jackie. We really appreciate that. How many people? And you don't want to make an announcement. Do you have an announcement?
Well, I've got a members only, so if you're not a member, that's going to come up at 7 o'clock. So 2 hours from now. So if you want to become a member, there's going to be some neat stuff happening on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But that's
That's great.
yeah,
And that's the thing. Being a member, you do get some extra personal attention. You're online a lot, and you have a deep relationship with your beautiful audience. And then, but to be a member, you get to know each other. I like that a lot. I have memberships as well, but they're more teaching. I like to teach what I know so people can move into their own expression to be able to serve others well, emotionally. Yeah. So that's my passion. That's my go-to happy place.
that's your happy place. Yeah.
That's my happy place. And just looking here. Go ahead.
If any of you are on my channel and you haven't subscribed to Debra, please make sure you go over and do that. Okay. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, I would appreciate all of you doing that.
We've got someone experiencing, let's say, tropical. Let's go ahead. Yes, I've been seeing spirit orbs, full body apparitions, hearing spirits talk, and etc. since I was 6 to 7 years old, but I ran away from it until my early teens. Now I'm open to it. Oh, that's wonderful. Are you serving others through mediumship? Or is it's just your private theater? That'd be so cool. Tropical, you just started a membership with. I just wanted to shout out the membership that she just joined.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you for joining too, Amanda. That is Amanda, and we're actually going to be doing lives together. She's just starting, so she's brand new, and I'm pretty sure the channel is fairly new, but she hasn't done any lives or very few lives. So once she gets into her home, which I think is like the beginning of next month, we're going to start doing lives together. So
awesome.
I'm excited for that.
That is wonderful. Oh yeah, she was just saying that. Sorry. When they open, question, a guidance for my own YouTube channel.
That's another Amanda.
Is that right?
Yeah. Amanda.
So what modality, Amanda, do you do? What's the modality? And Tropical says you want to heal and help people. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to do a YouTube channel, you think about it long and hard until you're just so tired of yourself thinking about it, you actually do it. The reason I took so long to do mine, I created one, but was scared to death to click any button for fear I was live.
Right.
But to go live on YouTube takes a lot of punching, and I mean, I don't do it. I do it live through StreamYard.
Right.
Because it's less complicated. So understand that if you went ahead and created your channel, there is no button, one button you push that makes you go live. So just saying. So it's the timing is perfect. If you want to throw your birthday in here, I can work with that. Is it Amanda Twisted Sushi?
Right.
Quantum for. I can look into that. Denise Fletcher, hello. She's a member of mine for the Learning Tarot and Numbers. She's quite an advisor.
That's awesome.
The Amanda Club. Twisted. So, oracle readings for myself. That's what she does. I'd like to do it for others too. Just get really shy. That's okay if you get shy. One of the things you can do to practice is have imaginary clients. And I'm not kidding you. Now, imagination
Right.
lives side by side with your intuition. So once you are in your intuition, you want to make sure you don't backslide into a story in your imagination. Sometimes that happens when you're in the Akashic records. I have discovered that can happen in my when I do Akashic record reading, because um, it's so dynamic on the other side when you're there in the records. But I know when I'm there in my imagination. But practice with imaginary people. Say, I don't care what deck you use or what modality. Think of the four corners of a question. Think about what your clientele looks like, the age, the panic level. Kind of make up an imaginary client and then do their reading. And in your imagination, pull into the advisor mode and say, okay, from this framework, the only thing I caution about is never forget the question. I was working
Right.
this morning, and there was a lady that called who had a question, but it was the first time the person ever knew me, hadn't seen me on YouTube or anything. This is on my platform that I work. And she would keep a little bit of information to her, just the one sentence. How does this person feel about me? Well, I say, let me go see, and I check, and I says, so as it stands now, this moment, this is how he's thinking about you. If I had more of a frame of reference, I could tell you what it is, and we got into it, and she just resisted telling me anything. And then the answer was this. He's a bit indifferent right now, but down the way, a couple of weeks or so, you're going to have an opportunity to deepen whatever relationship you have. Well, we're not in a relationship, she says. She's going to trick the psychic, right? I said, it doesn't matter whether you have a relationship or if you just saw him in a grocery store and hoped he asked you out. It doesn't matter. It means that wherever you are now, there's going to be deepening of that. So you really have to be firm and stay with the question. And sometimes I reiterate, but you asked me how he feels about you, and there is your answer. So I can get direct. But if you are open to sincere information, so you can choose properly, this is the place to be. That's the kind of advisor I am. But
I love that.
yeah. It's not when you're advising, it's not that the future is set in stone, right? It's because
That's a big thing that people don't understand.
they
Yeah.
don't. And the thing is that with every choice you make, a point is made in a direction, and you're going like
Yeah.
this all day long, kind of thing. But there, in general, if no new action is taken, we can read what your most probable future is. If you're not wild about that, then the cards, in my case, the cards are going to tell me where you may misunderstand a situation and make a negative choice point. And then reverse engineer after that. You really are a powerful being of your own destiny. And I
We
don't take
have
that away from you.
we have free will that changes everything. If
And it's
going
hard to
one direction to another, like you're saying.
Yeah, it's hard to reconcile that for spiritual people because we create our own reality. Yeah, but then we want to know what the future brings. So
Right.
with the perspective of the future hasn't happened yet, and I'm creating it's like I'm creating this future. This is what I want to happen. Take a look
Right.
and see if I'm making the right choices to where that would be synchronized up for me. That's how you read and still give people the power of knowing. Let me see here if we have. Oh, I've lost my track with the questions here. Oh, so here's an insight with Jackie. If peeps want a full answer, they should give you all the relevant information or be open enough. Yes, I agree, Jackie. But when you're at an event, like if you go to an event or start reading for people you don't know, they're just, and you need to be fast. There's certain context you get that's necessary before you start reading. And then if they don't want to go any farther because they don't trust you and they want to make sure that you're really psychic, then all you have to do is work with the question at hand and remind them that's the question at hand.
Right.
And so when someone says, well, how does Bill feel about me? And say, oh, he thinks you're great. That's the answer. He really thinks you're great. Well, they'll want more, so they'll give me more. So will he pursue you? And then you can go with that question. So good insight there. So I agree and disagree. Tropical says, some people like myself can see into the future sometimes. Does that mean your entire future is set in stone? No. But there are certain events that are meant to happen. And I agree that to be true, there's blueprint agreements prior to incarnating that you have with your soul family. Who's your soul family? Anyone you have an emotional tie to. Someone you hate, someone you love, all of that. So anybody who's in your life, you have that. So there is so much power an advisor can take away from a client by thinking we know it all, with respect, Tropical, with respect. So the thing is that it doesn't matter what I say or do. If Bill is supposed to be in your life, he's going to be in your life. I agree with that. But for the most part, we walk around hoping someone is going to be our hero. And so a lot of times people come to me and they want me to be their hero. Make the words sound like I'm in control, that I'm comfortable with what I'm creating is what they're asking. But so some people like yourself can see the future sometimes. Of course, it doesn't mean it means, am I explaining this right, Scott? Jump in. It means that I can see the future every single time I read. Every single reading I do, I can see their most probable future. And if that most probable future isn't something they enjoy or want or whatever, then that's when we start a reverse engineer and see where it's most likely it needs to shift, because we change our life at the level of action, not wishes. And you'll need action points. How do you feel about this?
I agree with you. I think that there's free will that kind of gets in the way sometimes, and it not get in the way in a bad way, but nothing is set in stone. Just like Tropical Empress said, nothing is set in stone. So when you're giving advice through the cards, people have to realize that is based on what is happening right now, and that could happen with any kind of shift, whether it be your free will or someone else's free will could change that as well. So everything is always changing, right? So we live in a world of change, and so I think that is what I'm seeing. So yeah,
I love that. So Tropical also has another statement here. Excuse me. By the way, I'm simulcasting with Facebook. I cannot see your questions in Facebook. You would need to come to YouTube for me to see your questions. And if it starts glitching out, I'm going to probably cut off Facebook. But just so you know, this is another statement in my mind that showed me that a black SUV at the traffic light was wrecked. So so you didn't see the actual wrecking. You saw the aftermath of that. That's awesome. I told him to wait 15 minutes before we left. We waited the 15 minutes, and on the way to the restaurant, I saw the black SUV. You're very, very talented. Now that is working with the ninth dimension. the epiphany dimension. So that's where it's instantaneous. And that's how spirit wants to talk to us, is through our understanding and seeing, just like what Tropical was saying. So we do different things: cards, oracles, pendulums, do a whole lot of stuff to get us into the night, to get us into that room of knowing. We have another situation here. Another Amanda, Twisted
Yeah.
Sushi. That's what I still need to do about my death. How I was told I'd die sometime after my third child. But I'd rather live a lot longer. And I know, Scott, you told me I can change that. You've already changed it with your desire.
Yeah. Manifestation.
Yeah, with your desire. Yeah, I talked to a lady that had a death experience, and I said, "What is the one thing you can tell me that you learned that really surprised you the minute you realized you were on the other side?" And she said, "I was so surprised at the level of power and strength we have over our own destiny when we're alive on the planet." So, and also, anybody who sees death in real life, like in a reading, it a lot of times is metaphorical, and that's one. And then two, that destiny has shifted through your desire to make that choice point go away, exit point go away. We have more than one. Yeah, don't let that hook you. Hypnicity says, I'm seeing some cards repeatedly in the daily draws. This week it's the Page of Swords. Yes. Not always in the same position, but in my third card spread. What does it, 3-card spread? What does that mean? So what does that mean to you, Scott?
To me, Page of Swords for me is a learner and very new at doing things, and so it's some new energy that would be coming in and learning as well. And you know, depending on what you're doing, if it's tarot, getting into the tarot books, learning more about whatever it is that the activity that are doing. So whatever you've got going on, you can learn a lot about it and be very wise and intellectual in that field. So if you just study, so it's a great time for you to study in your memory to attain certain information. That's what I got. What about you?
Yeah, I love the Page of Swords because it's new information, and then
Right.
you start messing with it in your head. In other words, you'll listen to us or another show and somebody's going to say something, and you think, oh, you get that feeling, I think this is true, that makes sense, that kind of thing. And so you take that statement and you try it on, and you decide to anchor a card in that way, to mean something like that. And until that card proves you wrong, you adopt that from whatever anybody said out there. So by the time you become an advisor, you are actually channeling hundreds of other people.
Hmm.
Does that make sense? So the Page of Swords is, the swords are thought, and just enjoy rolling it around, because what you're learning today, it's almost like you're learning, your students are gathering, is what I'd say.
Right.
As
And
you
Hypnicity said that, by the way, Debra's Clarity Tarot is awesome, and I'm learning with her deck. So you
Thank
can
you.
see it behind her. So if you don't have the Clarity Tarot, I got mine off of Amazon. You're on, I believe, you're on
Yeah,
Amazon, right?
Amazon, yes.
Yes,
Oh,
and
thank
it's
you.
a great deck. It's a great.
Thank you so much. The second printing's coming out, and it's it's going to be a little stiffer than this because it's a different printer, but it's really on sale now on Amazon
Oh,
because they're
cool.
trying to move it. And so, if you want an extra deck, I know I'm kind of a nerd about this, but I'd get like a full deck, and then I take another deck, the same thing, and then take it to Kinko's and have them cut it up. So I have 2 decks, but I do a lot of readings, and so I'll have to set one down if it starts repeating, and then I pick the other one up. I don't want to get mixed up. Thank you for that plug. Appreciate that. And here we are with, I can't concentrate when trying to meditate, and I can't hear anything or see anything from spirit. I'm trying to, so you get frustrated? Oh, sweetheart. This is not the way to meditate then. You do meditate. And it's, but the popular, most easiest to train someone with is to sit quietly with a candle maybe or something like that, right? Whatever your ritual is. And if you're not feeling comfortable with that, then your meditation is in the garden. Your meditation is in a piece of art when you're drawing or writing or driving without the music on. That's your meditation. What do you think? Is there any other?
I agree. In fact, it was weird. As soon as you said driving, I was thinking driving. So it was weird how you said exactly what I was thinking at the very moment that I was thinking it. But and maybe that, Suzanne, is something that you could try, is driving without the music on, because we both had that hit at the same time. So I don't know if that resonates with you or not, Suzanne, but yeah, you don't necessarily hear anything, but you can. It's a subtle. It's a subtle knowing in your mind. Is how I like to explain it. It's very subtle. Spirit can be very subtle, but at the same time, you know that it's the truth. It just makes sense. And even if it doesn't make sense, throw it out there and see what happens. And sometimes it'll make sense to somebody else when it won't make sense to you. So
What really helps me is a question. All of a sudden, a question will be in my head. Like, let me think of a good one just a second. I wonder what's the difference between vinegar and baking soda that makes it explode? A question, just a question. You're watching TV and there's a question. That is spirit saying, get up, go to your computer. Or what would happen if how would I go about setting up a YouTube channel? Or what is my modality? How do I figure out what my gifts are? And so the next question, let's say, what's my gifts? And then you think, what do you like to do? Well, I really like to write. And so then that is spirit at the level of action. You get up and you go to your computer and you just type in the question. What are my gifts? How do I figure out where my gifts are? And press enter. And that's going to take you into information that's going to fascinate you. And your answer will come through the computer. It doesn't necessarily need to come through your ears and your eyes, but it's through your action and curiosity. If you're curiosity driven, they'll ask you the weirdest questions will come into your mind, though, and be prepared. And it looks like I might be, says, Aileen has a question above and I can't find it. I'm terribly sorry. Would you mind, again, writing everything in caps? Because really the little words just look fuzzy to me. So I just rewrite your questions. Oh, Suzanne was saying, need a car, but trying to do that right now. I love to drive. You can drive in your meditations too. You don't have to look at to be distracted by the scenery, but that comfort that you have when you're on the freeway, where you're going and you're just in the middle lane or in slow lane and just keep going. That can be your meditation. I have too many experiences where people called me crazy, the devil, etc. I just realized they don't understand because they haven't experienced it, and they don't have that perspective of if someone is calling you names. It's just that you can think, oh, they're going to feel so stupid during their life review, and they figure out that they're being stupid. That's kind of what I think. So.
Morella said, just like music, I use the shuffle, and that's my song from my loved one. I love that.
Oh, that is so cool. You know what you could do? Who says that? Who said that? Marissa, you said?
Morella Ritchie.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let me take you one step farther. So this is a fascination of Marilla, right? Marilla. That's her technique to communicate with spirit. My technique is I have 78 cards. I have 78 ways spirit can talk to me. Marilla has thousands of ways spirit can talk to you. So let's take a friend of yours, someone you know and you like, and ask spirit to give you the right combination of words that person needs. Do your shuffle, listen to the music that comes through with the energy pattern. If it's something really fast and you have to meet your friend there, that type of thing, try that. This is how you practice your spirituality, practice your being available for someone to serve. But that would be, meditation with songs, or having an advisor position where you use song to get the message in. It's not like you're going to play that song for your friend. It's that as that song is talking to you, you are forming a story with your friend as the star, and then you'll know what they might need that day. Am I making sense at all? It's just
Yes.
how you can grow your own abilities. I want my students to do better than me, and shine bigger, and be more profitable. That's how I teach, and that's how I know you teach too. You want to see only good things fulfilled for your people. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here we are. You're welcome. I'm glad it adds. So if you were to ask spirit right now, how do I grow my spiritual business, or it's an easy answer. It's following your fascination. With Marilla, it's music. What is your fascination? Write it down. You know what? I don't know. So Jackie is helping Aline by saying she has reposted, and I just can't find it. Is there any way?
It's at 5:31, if that helps you. I don't think I can star it. No.
There, thank you. Is it normal to ponder? Am I ready to open up? I'm sorry. Asking that question means you are open.
Like that.
You're just a little bit. You have to position yourself that you are open. You can put the question like this: I'm open. How would you like to communicate? And then you might get an inspiration for words or something like that, or songs, or you'll get an impulse to pick up your drawing pen or open a book and read the first thing you see. And that's when you start a relationship. So here we go. Tropical says, it's the first thing in my mind when I open my eyes. I will also sometimes get them in the day and at night too. Get little messages. messages. That's right, clairaudience. That's right, because there's
Mhm.
that's exactly right, where you actually hear the answers.
Mhm.
And we have Ellen, Coach Ellen. I ask for extra team of God, angels, and ask them to give me a sign so I know they're with me. They gave me the word crackers. I thought was odd. The next day, a chef was making party crackers. I like
Wow.
that. I like that a lot. So can I want to take you one step farther than that, Coach Ellen. The operative thing I see here is the next day. So it feels like if you have words like that, it's not like you're going to turn your head and see it right then. It'll be held in the next day. So it sounds like your premonitions are 24 hours. Pretty cool. Oh, it was a chef on TV. That's how they do it, though. They will give you a sign. And if you don't understand it, say you don't understand. Say, dude, you got to be clearer with me. That's how I talk to my guides. Dude. Let's see. Wait, I have one, I think. Requested a move. Oh, I see. Last week she said Xanadu. Oh, that's awesome. Everyone's clairaudience. That's awesome. Well, we could go ahead and start some. Somebody is hugging you.
Hey, hugger greeter. That's our official hugger, Teresa.
I love that. I get dreams and then it happens. Morella, that is a superpower I'm glad I don't have, because I just want to have my dreams as entertainment only.
Wow.
See, how did you decide that spirit was nudging you to YouTube, Scott?
I just had all kinds of, I say, intuitions and downloads that it was the right time, and I just needed to do it. So I just think it was constantly like in my mind. You need to start your channel. You need to start your channel, and it was also a combination of people who were already channel content creators who were who had me on lives and everything else, and they're like, you need to do this. And it's kind of like you saying to me, that I need to start doing private readings, and why don't I go ahead and start that? And that's been told to me from several people. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it is something. In fact, Arthur from Ease Your Mind, he was on my show and he said, you're going to be doing your private readings by August. And I'm like,
Mm.
okay. And he's like, no, I know you are. I'm like, okay. So, we get information from we can get it from different people. We can get it straight from source. And I think when it comes from other people and it is right, then that is from source as well, because we're all connected.
Right, right.
Right.
Yeah, I'm glad that Arthur said that, because I think there's something. I mean, you are so personable with your audience, and your audience really cares for you. Imagine the connection you would get one-on-one with Zoom,
Right.
and you record it, so they can see it later. Imagine if you have that connection through this format. You'll get a lot of information from spirit.
Mm. Thank you.
Yeah. There's one more thing here. I do have a question. Somebody asked a question about their birthday. I know you. And let's do a birthday for you. Oh, wait. Suzanne says, I want one, Scott. So you've got your first client.
Thanks, Suzanne.
So Tropical says, I was told the world needed to hear about my experiences to help others. I had specific experience they said I needed to share. Well, you just have to decide how to do that. Is it verbal? Is it audio, where you just speak your story, or do you write your story down? Um, so if that's it, now you don't, if you resist, so a lot of people, I'm an author, and a lot of people say, "Oh, I want to write a book or something," and they've been told it's important. I agree with them, but believe me, if you don't take the time to write it down or do whatever to get it out, then someone else will, because someone else is having the same experiences and the epiphanies, maybe not exact, and they're getting the same message. Please share your story for others to help. So a life.
Oops. Oops, we missed Deborah for a second here. Hi, everybody. Is it just me, or can you not see Deborah? Okay, so hopefully she'll be back in a minute. There you are.
I have a very sensitive mouse, and I hit it and it decides to put me in timeout.
It's like, well, she was here.
I know. Whoop, and here we go. So anyway, that's so I highly encourage you, when you get the message, you just write down a few words or key phrases, and if you're meant to do it, your momentum will not wane. It'll just happen. So, and let's give a birthday girl a birthday message.
Oh, wow.
64. Oh, you're a young girl. So 64 on Tuesday. So I'll get my cards out. Nice messages that I got. What'd you get?
Okay, so the first card I got, Hymnicity, is the Death card, and we were just, or Deborah was just talking about this. It doesn't mean a literal death usually, and I don't think it does in this case either. It is transition, it is transformation. So you are transforming as your age is transforming. So I think it's beautiful that you are embracing that you're 64, and you've got some good changes, I think, that are going to be happening for you. I've got the Queen of Cups. So this is the empath queen. And I think that, you are an empath. Probably everyone who is in this chat is an empath, or you wouldn't be attracted to it. But you could probably take on the feelings of other people. This is just being able to balance that. And so balancing your emotions is something that will be very important and beneficial to you. And then I got the Four of Pentacles. And so this is just taking what you need. And this is saying, hey, I'm important. I'm important, and what I have matters, and what I'm saying matters. Speaking your truth. And then right beside it, you got the Six of Pentacles, and this is generosity coming out, and just owning that, and being generous, and at the same time keeping a balance on things, because you got generosity here, and then you got like taking care of yourself and making sure that your um, needs are taken care of first. And there's nothing wrong with that, because we have to take care of ourselves. If we don't, nobody else will. So we take care of ourselves first and love ourselves first, and then we're able to love other people, and then it comes to other people. So I think you're an amazing person. I'm glad I got to meet you, and I love that you're so open about your birthday, and that's what I got.
That's awesome. I love the Four of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles together. One is
Yeah.
being mindful of what you have. And if someone comes up and says, hey, uh, I need a loan. Can I have $50, $100? The answer to that is no, not because you're greedy, but because what you have is enough for yourself. And there's no extra for others. Here you are generous. The Six of Pentacles. The very next card is, oh, you're going to maybe give too much money away. We always think Pentacles is money, but it's any tangible act. So,
Right.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with, you might feel an impulse to bake a cake for a neighbor. Oh, it's your birthday. You could bake two cakes, one for you, one for the neighbor, that type of thing. So it doesn't need to be money per se. I do have some interesting cards here. Let's see if it comes up. The very first one is the King of Wands. So he is prominent in your life right now, is at least on your birthday. The next one is the somebody, it's
Oh
haunting
wow.
you. No, the
Wow.
Page of Swords is here as well, meaning new ideas, and it's going to be some fast acting action. The Eight of Wands is so fast, sometimes it means air travel, something in the sky, whereas the Chariot would be ground travel. This is air travel. Don't know if you're going anywhere, but if you do, fly first class. The next one is the Ace of Pentacles, which means maybe some birthday money coming in. Usually it means something brand new. So obviously you're going to get presents. So and then the last one is the Empress. It's just, you are so grateful. Spirit is hearing that. You are so grateful for everything around you. And that's one thing they delight in about you. The Empress is saying, even you're fascinated by the garden and how it grows. You're fascinated by the little things life just offers you, and acknowledging that, well, you don't have to acknowledge it. What Spirit is saying is they see you as angels lean you towards the good. They're saying you are leaning towards the good. So it looks like a wonderful, fun birthday week coming up. Congratulations and happy birthday. That's awesome. Does anybody else have questions, or would they like to talk about their building? There's that mouse going crazy again, um, taking on a life of its own. Wanted to know more about their abilities. Now, you do have a membership meeting coming up today.
Yes, that's not until 7, so we got a little ways to go.
A little
I
ways.
wanted to, if you don't mind me interjecting, when
Mm-hmm.
you had that layout and you were
Mm-hmm.
showing that, it
Uh-huh.
was absolutely beautiful because you had your background, and I'm sure people in chat noticed it. It was like portals were coming through your cards. It was just
Oh,
absolutely
wow.
beautiful.
I'm
Yeah.
so grateful for that. I appreciate that feedback. I haven't used it very often, but when I do put them in that tray, it seems that they don't disappear with my background. So that's great. That is Craig's. Craig has a. There's also another one. Let's see. I'm sorry. I try really hard. Page of
Yeah, I
Swords
don't see it
again.
either.
Hypnicity says, yeah, I was thinking about that. Okay. Okay, JJ, looks like. Do you see somebody else? I need to.
No, I can't find Craig's original question either, so maybe you can repost it, Craig.
I'm going to star. Whoops, I'm sorry. Jump, joyful. It keeps jumping. Okay. Strongest ability. Rossi, would you mind putting your birthday into the chat so I can figure out what, so I can answer your question better? And so here's an interesting question I'm just going to throw out really quick before we get to the real questions. Is it okay to smoke marijuana when you're reading cards? Drinking, mixing spirits with spirit isn't very very good because usually the conversation will always come back to you. It's like your own little thing. I don't know if you can serve others that way, but meditation would be fine with different chemicals. But you have a responsibility and a respect level. You need to be available for your clients, and it's very. I'm a stickler on that. So, but meditation and self-awareness through chemicals is people like that. Rossi, I just got you. Did I read for you before? Let's see. Here's one more real quick. What do I need to do to make my abilities stronger than what they are, where I have more control over what happens? There's a couple things in that. Well, you can have really strong abilities and have no more control over your life than anyone else. All it is perspective. You're getting information, and what your perspective is at the moment you get that information is what you really need to check. So if I'm in a bad mood and I get input, I'm just going to say, oh, I could get angry about it or something like that. But if I get the information, we're all receiving information. If I get that information and I check my perspective, am I feeling grateful? Am I thankful? Am I in a pure heart? Do I have a real intention to serve? That's when I'll be able to get the information really solid and clean. So, but controlling the future, I think you might have manifest what you want easier when you are aligned to your abilities, when you're aligned to your gifts. Yes, you can manifest a lot easier. Craig. Oh, yes, Craig. I did see this about the fires. Are the members okay emotionally now? Because there was a convention was called off because of the 3 forest fires. 22,000 acres destroyed. 1,400 structures destroyed and 3 deaths. Are the members of your group emotionally okay? Let me go. I'm going to do a yes, no on that. And the yes, no, I'm just going to be as a whole because I'm reading for a group. And the answer is yes, they are okay. And messages of love is coming at them, and they appreciate it. They do feel a little overburdened because it was quite hard to fathom. But the family legacy will continue with the 10 of Pentacles. What did you get for Craig's?
The Chariot. So yes, keep pushing forward. If they will keep pushing forward, it will happen. I got a yes, but I got a what I consider to be a no, which is the Knight of Swords. And the reason I think that this is a no for me is because he moves too fast, and that can lead to more unfortunate things happening. So if everybody's in a disarray, then it may take a while to get to this Chariot where they are having more peaceful times. So, and then I got the Page of Cups, so that's a yes. It will eventually help or be okay, but it's going to last for a while. Yeah, I think emotionally for a lot of people. That's
So
what I
you're
got.
sending food and supplies to the firefighter. That's great. And I need to say one other thing, because we feel so helpless all the time. I just want to back us all up a little farther from the situation, because this is not new. Forest fires and fires. I mean, it's really become expected. So people a lot of times are prepared as you can be as far as what to grab and go. But also, financing to get back on your feet is more readily, I guess that would be FEMA. Is they're not the best, but it's what we have, and has saved a lot of people's homes and their lives. Get them up and out and about. She says new norms. Unfortunately, Ness's question is above. Let me grab this. I can pull tarot cards for myself, successful 50-50 of the time. Yeah, the rest not. How do you read yourself, or do you not try and ask them? I like to ask someone else, but if I throw for myself, I've made an agreement that I would follow its advice. I wouldn't overrun it. But for the most part, I ask someone else because I'm really invested. This is like, now I know we're not political here, but like I have a vested interest in my whole soul that a certain person wins the presidency, right? So for me to toss on it, to throw on it, it's almost like teasing spirit for me. I just know in my bones this is going to go well. But so when I'm invested in an answer, I certainly don't read for myself. I hope that helps. And now we'll go back in here. We got a few minutes left. What do you do with that? Do you read yourself, Scott, or do you ask someone else?
I used to, and then I just stopped, and it became more about other people. And then the coolest thing happened. People like Ness in the chat and Jackie, will say every once in a while, "Hey, can I pull some cards for you?" And I think that's Spirit's way of saying, "I'm going to give you the message anyway."
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes it is hard to read for yourself because you are in that emotional state of what you want, and subjected to what might be going on in your life. You're kind of emotionally attached to it, so I think sometimes it's easier to get someone from another mindset who's looking at things differently. If that makes sense.
You're right. Now, if I pulled for myself like the devil, I would know that my obsessive compulsive, my thinking, to be aware of that. It would be like a warning, don't get all bent up over something, because that's your obsessive part. So that would be a nice message. But when people get like the Tower for themselves, Tower is not catastrophic. It can be swift and all that stuff, but it doesn't mean change. Swift change does not need to melt you down emotionally. Swift change can be as awesome news as well, where you restructure everything. You see all of a sudden you see an act of kindness that moves you to tears.
You see a way to rebuild the Tower.
Right away. So I will rebuild my faith in humanity. You see, and towers go up and down all the time. So it's your perspective on that. Okay, joyful. Did you give me your joyful? I'd like a message about my gifts. Did I just do that? No. Did you put
we
your
just
birthday
did Craig?
Yeah,
I believe. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just say what Spirit is saying.
Is it okay if I go?
You bet. You bet.
So I got the Three of Cups for you, Joyful, and Jen. So this is for me, with other people, being able to be an empath. I think an empath is a gift. So being able to, you see the hoop is surrounding all three of them here, is interlocking them. They're connected. And when you're an empath, you're connected to the feelings of other people. And the thing of it is to look at it from a new perspective, that the hanged man here, and look at things differently, and just realize that your feelings are different than other people's feelings. And I, because my whole reading is around your empathic abilities. And then you got the Seven of Wands. So this says, for me, you have to have boundaries in order to, make sure that you're not taking on the feelings of other people, that you know how to separate those. And when you're separating those, that's how you are helping people, because then you can see what is really their emotion that's coming out of it, because you're still going to be an empath, but you're able to use it for their good and for helping them. So I had to find this out the hard way, but I learned that, and just by going through it. But I think that's what my message is around. So what do you got, Deborah?
Okay, so I have the six of the generosity card next to the ace of pentacles. So you are in active flow with your generosity, with your, and I was just thinking empath, and mainly because I have like the ace of cups here, your whoops ups ace of cups, meaning this is a deepening of your, again, your empathy, your feeling emotions. Now what's interesting is that the last one is the Queen of Wands, which means you're very active in it. You could very well move forward into a biz like that, because of the pentacles is the only thing, but you feel like you're kind of a fake. The Seven of Wands, seven of swords. Now let me explain. Seven of Swords means like you feel like you're taking from someone else's. So and then Scott had the Seven of Wands, defending your position, all of that stuff. So I just want to tell you that if you went ahead and just was yourself, in other words, you can say to yourself, I am unoffendable. I am unoffendable. And move into your kindness full throttle, and don't feel like when something's easy, there isn't great fortune in something that's easy. So and then you'll stop betraying yourself with your gifts, because there's always someone nagging at the background saying, this isn't real. Everyone can do this, but it's not true. Not true. So healing, it's awesome. Gifts, gifts, gifts. I got a couple more here. We're at the end of our hour. Let's go ahead and, whoops. Can you tell me my strongest ability? Fairly new to me. Rossi, I can't imagine this being new to you. You have an extra beautiful portal to the other side, that more so than other people. When you are divinely faced, there is a home run waiting for you as far as connecting with spirit. I haven't done the cards yet. You're also in a very good year to start anything, any modality, any tool, anything that fascinates you. Go to the internet and Google it, see where your clicker goes, and move into something that way. That is your ability, but it's psychic ability. You're an empath, yes, but so empaths are emotion cops. Psychic work is more of swords, because it's like there's not as much emotion inside of a message. So therefore you'll be able to do, like, people with it, like you could do a whole lot of like search and rescue, finding deceased people, finding lost pets, all doing mediumship, that kind of stuff. What did you get?
Interesting. I got the Ace of Pentacles, so just learning something new and new energy coming in. So I do understand that you think it's new to you, and I think that's where it's coming in. And Deborah said it's probably not. I think there's a little bit of both because you feel that way. Um, but the King of Swords is here, so I think clarity is one thing, mental intelligence maybe is a possible one. And then you got the Chariot. Chariot keeps coming up for me when I'm reading today, so it's haunting me. But I think the Chariot is just saying for you to push forward and that your mind is strong. And that's where we get the King of Swords. Your mind is strong. You have new opportunities that are going to happen for you. That might be where the new is coming from. And you're going to be able to do a lot, through um, just learning and your ability to understand what is your strongest power, which I think is a combination of your mind and your intuition. So your gut and your mind combined, it's going to lead you down a beautiful staircase. So beautiful road. That's
Rossi, yeah, you are a seven life path, but you're also having a seven personal year, which means that, let's see, you'd like to lean into your own thinking process because Scott got swords as well. And I'm just curious, um, you would do well with like investigative work. so so I'm just going to tell you who came to mind. It's the show, the first season of Sensing Murder. This woman by the name of Pam Coronado was a fascinating psychic on that show, and I'm not friends with her. She wouldn't recognize me or anything, but I have corresponded with her when I got a call, search and rescue call, and from a client of mine, private client from mine, and I knew that the person who had taken the fall had passed away, but I couldn't figure out how to say it. So I contacted Pam. I had signed up for some of her classes, and I said, I know this has happened. How the heck do I tell them? I don't want to be that bearer of that, and I don't want to be that kind of psychic, oh, your friend is dead type of thing. And Pam was so kind. She said, you don't have to say anything, just suggest they get the drones. Every police department and everything have a drone system department, and that's what I did. So I didn't have to say it. She's a very good teacher. If Rossi, if you're interested in that, she has online courses, and she's very generous with how she works. If that's, I mean, a seven life path, that'd be good work, I think. But you do you. It just came to mind, and I wanted to share it. Oh my gosh! So, and so I think we're Delphi was saying, I think we're here because there have been something difficult to explain in our lives, in our life. Someone's asking you, Denise Scott, would you mind seeing what my angel name is? That's interesting.
Ooh.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Rossi. Appreciate you. Oh, you know what, Tropical? She was saying, am I meant to be a medium or Akashic record? It's kind of both the same. That's the same.
Denise, I'm pulling from an archangel deck, and some of these are major archangels, some are what you would call minor, but I'm going to pull from them, and whatever angel that I get, I believe that's your angel name, and I'm just going to pick one. And your angel name is, I can't say it. It's Yehuiah. Yehovah. Um,
Jeshua,
is that Jeshua?
Jeshua. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, I can't read it. Oh no, I
There
haven't
it
seen
was.
that spelling. I don't
Yehovah.
know.
But it's the angel of willpower and new beginnings, motivation, ambition, new start, aspirations, new projects, attaining goals. And the key word on here is success. So it says, I infuse you with creative passion and energy to start and successfully complete new projects. So that's what I got. And it's again Yehuiah.
So
So
write that
that's,
down and put it into Google for the for
oh yeah.
how to pronounce it.
And for more, information on them as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see she's very creative as well with the um, paper of fire there. Yeah.
Awesome. You know, Jackie, our Jackie Jacaranda, has a question for us, and I'm waiting for her. Oh, and Denise says, "Perfect, Scott. That is me."
Awesome. Yay.
Oh, but you always think of others, Jackie. Of course, if you we'll do one more, and that is for Kim Broach. What is your question, dear? Give me your birthday too, and then that will wrap us up for the day. And Mary had one, but I'm going to wait for Kim's question. And Mary, there's a he'll be on again for your Mary Thornberry wants to know her angel's name as well, and I'm just waiting for. Okay, Harley.
And
Well, we're
Mary
not
is,
getting.
go ahead.
What's that? Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Mary is a member. So if you'll come back at 7, we'll look into that. I'll pull a card for you, Mary. Okay.
Awesome, awesome. Um,
Oh, Denise said my eagle is my painting.
yeah,
Wow. That's beautiful.
yeah, it's a beautiful painting. Beautiful. So, Kim, we're still waiting for your question. I hope, did I miss it or something? Well, we're running a little long here. I don't want to bore anybody. I can't find any question from Kim. Oh, you're here. Okay, honey. What's your question? In capital letters.
I've got it if you want me to tell you what it is.
Please,
It's pretty
please.
easy. If you're taking questions, any message would be appreciated.
Oh,
So that's
that's
it.
wonderful. Okay. Oh, that'll be so. That how you do a general or a message. This is how I do it. Is the very first card. The suit is going to tell me what topic spirit wants me to address, and then the reading starts on the next card. What's interesting is the first card is the King of Swords, so that's all about thinking. I'm not reading the King of Swords. Actually, I could. He's reversed, so he is in spirit, but we're not doing mediumship at this time. But it looks like you're overthinking things with the Nine of Swords, and also your emotions are way up high with the 10 of cups. So this combination is you're worrying about other people's actions or inactions a little much, and the messages of love or not the messages of love. You see the messages of love that are not coming in, and spirit is specifically asking you if these things apply to not become indifferent about the amount of love someone feels for you. In other words, I don't know. I would guess to think that people who love you very much are forgetting to say that or do that consciously to make you feel safe in their love. But they do love you for sure. What'd you get?
Well, I got the King of Wands for you, and this king is very much a leader. So I feel like, oh, you're a Scorpio too. Okay, so Scorpios are called to be leaders. They're also called for transformation. So, kind of putting this aside and just reading it with the fact that you're a Scorpio, they can be fiery, even though it's a water sign. So the fire to me is leadership. So I think that you are being called to be a leader. You have some shadow work to do with the moon here. So that's okay. No worries. Just, you know, go into your shadow self and figure out what needs to be healed and then just heal it. And yeah, give it to the angels and ask them to heal it and change your energy. And then you're going to love this, Deborah. My last card of the evening is the Page of Swords.
Yeah.
Hello again. Okay,
Hello.
again, intuition, intellect, learning new things. So I think you're going to be learning to be a leader, and then you're going to be able to teach other people. So
So
that's
true.
what I got.
I did see Kim's birth date, and I'm surprised. I just love it when things come together, right? What's
Mhm.
that movie when a plan comes together? You are a 7 life path, meaning that you're very intuitive. You can go online. What does a 34/7 life path mean in numerology? And learn about your beautiful self, but you are having a 2 personal year, which matches up with the reading I got, where you would be very, very sensitive, sometimes forget about your boundaries, maybe too bold or too shy this year, learning through that experience. And how do I say this? Okay, let me think here. Don't judge your worth through the actions of others. In other words, people don't always mirror back your best self. In fact, they don't mirror anything back. You have to trust that you're just perfect the way you are. You don't need someone to say, you're pretty perfect, except for us. We think you're very, very perfect. For sure. Oh my gosh. This has been fun.
Yes, definitely.
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
yeah, absolutely. So in the future, you are going to be uh, doing private readings. We're excited about that. No pressure, just supportive. Uh,
Thank you.
and I, so when that happens, for sure, we're gonna after this we'll schedule something else. But then I definitely want to showcase that when that happens. One thing on my channel I forgot to mention before is that I am having a special saving half priced service, and that is for my soul profile. Everyone has uh, their planet of origin, what planet they actually know the best. We've all had incarnations on other different planets. And we also have divine gifts. A lot of you were asking about your divine special gifts. Do that. I also see if you, if you're a monosoul, which is the first breath of life, or a walk-in soul, second breath of life, and then your soul's specialization. So that information kind of gives you a jump start on who you are at soul level. So you can, once you recognize and align to it, you can manifest. Your life speeds up after soul profiles, that's for sure. But it's half price on my website. Just go to debrazachau.com and it's there on top as a special. So thank you for coming. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. Until next time, love you all.
Bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Okay.